So we kind of reeled that in. And I said, look, everybody talked. We said, hey, we'll go to this taste for the full day. Enjoy that. So we did that. And we realized, hey, it was good. It was cool. It's not something you could do 4 days in a row.
And it was enough.
Right. So we did that. And, today we got out and explored.
And did more. And I was fine with that. I just felt
I hear where here lies a problem, because we said we're going to initially go to the taste. We should have went there first, explored it. Mm-hmm. Then we would have saw, hey, maybe we can go to a game and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree and because I'm sanguine when I feel like I can be, but I'm also very choleric, which is a controlling. Like, if there's something, let's organize it. So in my mind, I'm like, we're running all around town. We could have got a city pass. Where's the city pass? Let's do that. Let's not just go hither thither. If y'all are trying to do this, let's do it the right way instead of stumbling. Now, the sanguine part of me is, if y'all want to wander around, we can do that too, but let's not be paying and going in to stand in lines. I don't want to do that. If we going to stumble around the city and fall upon this park, that's great, but doing the things that are attractions was something that I don't like anyway. So if we're going to do it, we better do it right, because I don't want to do it like buy the tickets and then we got to wait in line. We should have get VIP or something.
Which we got.
I understand that. We got it.
To get it done. Like, just do it and get it done, not... I don't know, not have the tickets ready or they're sold out.
The baseball game, it's kind of hard to plan for that.
I wanted to do the baseball game now.
I did too, but
now after you made us all feel so...
I did it. Okay, so the sad part was when he was like, oh no, cancel all of our plans. Now let's just do taste. And I'm like, but dude, we came here for taste.
I didn't say let's cancel all our plans. I said let's rewind and say, okay, we tried to do a little bit too much, so let's rewind and get back to the basics of the taste.
True.
Yeah. That's exactly how
Which was supportive of my thoughts, but in my mind I felt like, here goes Bratty. All of us want to go and run around the city, and she's sitting up here trying to make us do taste. And I'm like, but we came here for taste.
Right.
I was
confused. I didn't say it in that way. I said, you know what? You're right. Let's rewind and let's go ahead and come back to the basics and go to taste. It took us a couple times for you to realize that, hey, I wasn't trying to say, all right, we'll just cancel everything. I said, you know what? We tried to do too much. Let's rewind. And then you got it and said, okay, we wasn't talking down to you. We were just saying we're going to rewind and then pick back up.
I need people. Okay, so if you're a young person listening that's not married yet, or you just got married and people are saying, you just got to make sure you communicate. You hear this? This is what it was. It was a breakdown of communication. Absolutely. Because the English teacher in me heard the pun. We're going to taste Chicago, the whole city, not just the festival. So it was...
No, but you and I both only did our recon plan on Taste of Chicago. We weren't like Sears Tower. We did not think anything about that until we landed in Chicago.
All of this is true.
Then this dude started bringing up all the things. He had been saying about Wrigley Field. You had been saying Cubs or White Sox?
Cubs.
He was saying Cubs game for months. And I was like, okay, well, if we could do it, blah, blah, blah. So I got that part of it. But all the other things jumped in. I did say I wanted to play some Kanye, Common, Mos Def, artist formerly known as Mos Def. Like, all of that. I felt like, yeah, let's do Chicago and feel Chicago. But I don't know if the regular people do all that stuff. Do they?
Well, apparently
going out and seeing, like, because you said, okay, I want to go out, be free, and what I thought we were doing was just going out, being free, but you wanted control over that. You wanted some limitations on it. Like,
I did.
Go be free, but
in this box that's already predefined.
Free to taste.
You want to see some of you definitely want to see some of the culture of the city.
Culture.
Right. Walking around and going in the buildings is
not culture. If it's a museum, maybe, or the architectural tour, I like that a lot.
I mean, going into the tower,
I loved all the facts that they had.
And the good thing about going up in the tower, because when we took the architectural tour, like, they talked about a lot of things that had to do with the tower.
And guess who acted like the tower was their favorite thing? The person who didn't want to go inside the tower.
No, I wanted to see it.
from the
I saw
outside.
it.
Outside. But my
And
recommendation
I saw it
is,
a lot.
if you come to Chicago, go to the tower first?
First?
And then take
Yes.
a tour.
And get a city pass.
Because you can
In the-
appreciate it and
in
you'll
the
know what
tower,
they're talking
you can
about.
see shoreline, see everything, and then you ride the tour and they're showing you.
If we would
they
have
start
gotten the
telling
city
you about how
pass, we
it's
could have
ways
gotten
to win.
that. We could have gotten the art museum and the boat ride probably just all in one, and then we would have been set, right? Or no?
I don't know. We did all that stuff, so I mean,
Yeah.
I was excited about going into the museum. I was
me
cool
either.
with
I was so glad that we didn't. But
Y'all are haters
Haters.
and potatoes.
but I know, like Keisha loves museums, so I kind
So
of
tell us about when you got. I'm getting comfortable in this bed,
hotel room.
ready for this popcorn. I need to know about what happened on vacation with you all, because you wouldn't share it with us until right now, live.
None of your business. Okay, so we have two stories. This was early on in our marriage. So we just had a 15-year example, and then we're going to have a 4-month example.
Oh,
sorry.
No, like
Sorry.
2 weeks.
2 week
2 weeks
example
honeymoon.
on the honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
We
Yes.
had a little clash. And then about 4
About
months
4
in,
months after
we
that,
had
yeah.
another clash.
Jeez.
First clash was in Paris, the most romantic city in the world.
Which I'm going to go to now. I had never wanted to go to until right now.
We thought that it was the most romantic city.
Oh,
And-
no.
Well, it was. It started off that way.
Yep.
Like we got there and saw the Eiffel Tower, and like she fell in love, and like we got to get there. So you do a lot of walking in Paris. So we walked and
Just
find
like
our
here.
ways, and we get back to the room that night and planned our day the next day, and we started off and we get on this bus, and I still don't remember exactly what happened.
I don't know. I wanted to go some way, and he wanted to go another way, and he did not want to go where I want. Oh my gosh, it sounds very similar.
Yes.
He didn't want to go where I wanted to go. So if you're my friend or if you're my loved one, you will know that I do not have a good sense of direction.
At all.
So I didn't care that day though, because I was gonna give him the middle finger, and I got off that bus in Paris, France.
Well, they don't speak English at
With
all.
no English speakers, and I went on my merry way without him. I walked away from him in a foreign country.
Yeah, she leaves
I left him,
and
I
just
could do
walked.
that. I would run.
and I was walking in circles, but I didn't know.
Oh
And
my
so all I'm thinking about is her dad's gonna kill me. Like I literally was.
And
Probably,
you were brand new.
Yes.
Like, this is the flower that he has bestowed upon
yes,
you.
it's bad. So I kind of kept her in my sights, kind of like, okay, I'm gonna let her walk do her thing.
following
But
behind her?
yeah, I was kind of following.
I didn't
like
know
a
he
little
was
spy.
following at the
Like
time.
I'm looking like, okay, as long as she doesn't get out of my sight, we're okay.
No.
And she's just walking around. She made a loop.
This is
came back
honeymoon.
around. Honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
So then I'm kind of like, yeah, I probably should go and probably find her before it gets a little too bad.
So what was going on in your mind?
I was just so, my ego was such that I didn't give a darn.
That ego.
I was like, oh, well, if he loses me, it's his fault. Because he shouldn't have ticked me off. It was so ugly,
Wait,
girl.
pause. Have you ever like told him to pull over the car and you jump out?
Nope, but I think his ex
Have
did.
we ever done that?
Walked out.
Yeah. Like you pull over and I get
Yeah,
out.
just
y'all
get out of
had
the
to.
car.
Y'all look like y'all would have done
I
that.
don't think we've ever done it, but I
Y'all
feel like
threatened it.
in my head, I
You thought
probably
about it?
said you pull over and
And you
let
gonna
me
go
out
where?
because I'm gonna go.
Where though?
But that's what I did, basically. We were just on a bus.
Listen, my sister's gonna be so mad, but she said she did it. Her boyfriend, he took off.
Oh wow.
They're not married. They're not married.
I was
Okay,
so,
But
good.
he drove off.
See, that's dirty. That's real dirty.
I wouldn't do that.
So that was problem number one.
Yeah, that was one.
But I ain't gonna lie. When he showed me that he knew where I was so relieved, girl. But I was so mad because I was just like, no, you'll be the one getting cussed out by my daddy if I'm lost.
My daddy.
Like, I was...
I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be a new person in France. Like, I'm not going back home. Like, I'm just gonna set
Stay
up
right
shop.
here.
Yep.
What kind of business they got?
Right.
That doctor business they got over here.
So that was number one. That was so sad.
Aw,
That showed us
that's
how
so
both of
petty.
us had super big egos. Yes,
Yeah.
it was hashtag capital PETTY, seriously. So our next one was, and a lot of our friends will remember this one, Lisa, Shanae, Rico, Carlton.
Oh, tag them.
Yep, that's why I said their
Call 'em out.
names.
Call 'em out.
So we went kayaking, and we already had in Key West, Florida.
Ooh, I love it.
So
love Key
we
West.
already had a water conversation earlier on this trip, and I'm clearly out of the 4 of us, I'm the one that's least comfortable with water.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I was listening very closely to the instructions because I'm the least comfortable with water.
Of course.
Mr. Water Baby over here, you know, he thinks he already knows everything, just like Miss Sharifa. So,
we do.
You know, y'all so confident, not even listening to instructions. Yeah, whatever, words. That's how I'm
When we start.
Yes, that's how y'all act. And I'm like, world famous. Let's follow
Step one,
Let's
step
follow
two,
the
step
directions.
three.
Let's follow the directions. Hush now, hush. I can't hear. So I'm listening so close. So I know this man told us how to row, but he felt like he knew. So we were literally going in circles.
Yeah.
So my whole point about this is like,
Your whole
okay,
point.
yes, like I heard
I love this.
what they said, but I'm like, that's not working. Like either that's from her, you know, being a little nervous, whatever the case may be.
No,
Like
it
we're not
was
going straight.
It was from you not listening.
Oh.
It wasn't that it wasn't working.
But why were you going in circles?
Because
he
she
was
barely
pan-
put her paddle in the
No,
water. So
because
if you
he-
ain't getting deep enough,
no,
Yeah.
I was already in
World
there.
famous. I'm like, literally.
My muscles.
Okay.
My muscles.
You guys could please sit down and just explain to us.
Sorry.
So she wasn't really wrong.
No, world famous.
World famous.
World famous.
I'm your twin.
So look, the water's probably
There,
about
Gina.
5 feet
I'm
deep
listening, I'm
at this
listening.
point because you can see the bottom. Her paddle is barely. You can see the
I
bottom.
can't believe
You
you.
grazing the
Lisa, Shanae, I need y'all to comment after this one, honey, because this ain't, y'all know he's
So
telling lies. and
we're
fanning
pulling up.
lies.
We're pulling up the rear. She's because like when we went off, it was like,
no.
oh God, here's all this
So
water.
we're super slow.
Yes, it's
And
bad.
he,
a lot of
because
water.
he's doing his own thing, is rowing me into these bushes on the bank where there are iguanas or something, geckos, something, all in my face, about to attack me because I'm in the front. I'm like, reverse.
Reverse in the water. Reverse in the water.
He didn't know how to paddle backwards. He just keeps slamming me into this branch. So
what? How?
we finally
The compromise was like, look, just hold your paddle. I just want you to do this, just straight. I got
her
it.
just
Yeah.
take
So
him out.
he just did it
I
all
just
by
cut
himself.
But was
by
it just the
myself.
two of y'all on there?
Yep.
Yes.
Yup.
Shoot.
Yep.
And what we learned from that whole experience is that it takes a little communication between the two
Clearly.
people. Like, and our communication sucked back
It was
then.
so bad back
bad.
then,
Oh
y'all.
my
It was so
God.
ugly.
And we
so-
almost got divorced after that because I'm like, this is.
I was like, I don't
she
even
was
like this
mad.
joke.
I don't like you.
Like, who
Say
is
what
this?
you signed up for.
Like, who it is?
Hey.
I could have sworn he loved me.
Y'all, oh my God.
So that was those were our two arguments on vacation. But oh my gosh, we do so much better now.
And we need to go
You
on a
guys
kayak
are
again
so
just to
good.
see.
I
figure
would
it out.
love. I would like to go on a kayak with him. I also feel like we're good at physical cooperation.
Yeah, physical challenges.
Yeah,
Like double
physical-
dare.
Like he will get me all the way together. We were working out the other day, and he was like, he didn't even have to say no words. He was like, huh.
He's just running.
So I was like, okay, mountain climbers. That's what we're gonna do. Like, I'm totally fine with that. But I could not let him be my personal trainer because I would get attitude, and then we would fight about it. I
we
do
try
have
to
to
work
check
out
him.
together.
I have to check him and be like, look, I was a D1 athlete too. Like, you weren't the same one.
I'll D1.
We both were in Coach Patton's workout room. So you telling me what we do? We had the same coach. Like,
Remember that.
So
Our
we
problem lies in direction. When one person
Talk about that.
is going to take the lead. If I'm saying, okay, when we got the train, I say, well,
Oh Lord Jesus.
we're gonna find
We
where
back
the-
to Chicago,
We're
y'all.
gonna find. This is just an example. We're gonna locate what streets we need to go on,
don't.
and then we're gonna go. All right. Not, hey, we got off the train, and I say, okay, let's go this way. Well, shouldn't we go this way? That's where the confusion lies. We got to do a better job of saying, okay, we're going to go this way, and we're going to roll mud, and then walking in an unfamiliar area with bags, I don't want your phone out, taking pictures and stuff like that. You should be focused on what we're doing. Put your phone up, and let's roll to the hotel when we first get here.
I did. I admit, after we got off the L train, which is not, it was the orange line, but I wanted to call it the L train. I don't even know.
Why?
Is that the city? Are we?
I don't know.
I think Philly has the L
But you
train.
keep on saying
In my
it.
mind, I feel like we were like so involved by taking that train, subway into the city, and I felt like we jumped off, and I was like,